desire. If you have a business or any activity, any support that you want to market or advertise to this amazing community, you can connect with Krishna Kumar Prabhuji, and he can help you get the flyer and get your business listed in the TV, which goes on literally 24 hours a day or 7 days a week, right? So that's another way you can help Temple, and Temple can reciprocate in advertising or marketing your business. I think it's a very, very nominal charge, like $50 a month, which is really nothing, right? So you won't get that uh, cheaper deal or economical deal. So again, if your heart desire, please see Krishna Prabhu, and he can support and extend his time to get your flyer up there. Hare Krishna. Thank you. This is the announcement for the announcer. Interesting. So very grateful for your presence. We have this great Sri Gopal Prabhu, who is actually going to enlighten us on the topic of Ramayana. We are very grateful to him. I was material perspective, professional he did. He works in Volkswagen. It's not made of bricks. It's not made of metal, but it is made of devotees' love, affection, and days and nights and months of work. And Sri Gopal Prabhu is one of the very, very important person who actually contributed so on this temple. Other than that, if you remember, last year we had more than 5 Rath Yatras in Michigan. So Sri Gopal Prabhu, along with other devotees, have been leading to actually build the cart, and not just taking the cart from here, but basically building it, disassembling and assembling at every site. And he has been assisting us for years and years on this wonderful service. And more than that, we have actually a weekly Bhakti Vriksha. So those of you who do not know what Bhakti Vriksha is, Bhakti, we all know Vriksha is the tree. So basically, that's the process through which we all come together to systematically study Bhagavad Gita, so that you don't have to wait for just Sunday feast, which is general and common, but you can do a systematic study. So Sri Gopal Prabhu is actually leading one of the Bhakti Vriksha, more than 15 members, and they have been contributing tremendously in various services here. So with that, we want to invite Sri Gopal Prabhu on his Vyasasan, and let's wonderfully chant 3 times, Hari Bol! His great Sri Gopal Prabhu ki. Yeah. Thank you. No? उसका पंगा है, फिर ड्राइवर्स का पंगा है, आपका पंगा ड्राइवर्स कुछ है, माफ करिएगा. And while they are setting up the system here, just want to add one more thing. Along with Prabhu Maharaj, Sri Gauraji Maharaj, who is actually the principal of Gopal Garden, we have Sunday school for the kids, and he has 2 wonderful daughters, Radhika, who are actually just doing the announcement, and then also Shreya, is also now doing a medical. Catch here. So very grateful again, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for being here. I know what it feels, when I announce. Announcing is much, much more easier than hearing about yourself. That's uh, volume. It's not good. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for joining this amazing Sunday Feast gathering, which is filled with on all different aspects. We have amazing Arati, we have Kirtan, we talk about Lord Krishna and any incarnation of Lord Krishna, and also will honor amazing Prasad. Right. So, first of all, thank you, Shyam Kishore Prabhu, for putting me through this. Uh, this time, I can't even say that he asked me to give class at the last minute. He gave 2 days before. So, I know we already at 1:30, so we'll start. Before I say anything, please forgive me for being here. There are very exalted devotees sitting in the crowd. Uh, I don't want to say crowd, I mean in the devotee assembly is Sham Kishore Prabhu, who is well versed in every single topic that could be spoken in the realm of Krishna consciousness. You have Krishna Kumar Prabhu, you have Vrindanath Prabhu, and all different senior devotees, Vaishnav and Vaishnavis. So I seek your permission and also forgiveness for all the offenses that I'm going to be committing while I'm talking about. Because this topic is a little bit sensitive. So I like you to, pay little attention and also follow the rhythm and the guidelines. Otherwise it gets little challenging, right? So I know Ram Navami is little ahead, and we have Gaur Purnima coming. But I chose this topic because it's close to my heart, and also it helps having a nice relation and within community, especially while we are doing services. Right, very soon we'll be entering now winter. I know it's still winter, but it's kind of end of February. Very soon, I mean, we have Gaur Purnima coming. Will be a lot of services. Then we have Ram Navami, and then also in April we have Brahmotsav as well as Narsingh Chaturdashi, and then we'll be entering to most like busiest season, which is summer, where we have a lot of visiting speakers. We already announced about Vrindavan Prabhu, and also there are more speakers. I just don't want to reveal the name just yet. We already have a lot of speakers already lined up, and then obviously whole summer, very very busy time with all different festivals, especially Rath Yatras and then Janmashtami, Color Fest, and many others. So this will help us, putting the things in the right perspective. Without further delay, let's first invoke Guru Maharaj and previous Acharya Mercy so that we can discuss this the talk in the right perspective. If your heart desire, please join me. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhisam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Tam Sajivam Savetam Savadutam Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapti Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Pri Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतां परमानन्दं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर। Hare Krishna. So was trying to, kind of mention that we are going to get into very, very busy season, right? And when we start, some new chapter, new activity, we always start with games, right? Anyone like to play game? Kids, video game, or regular game, right? So today also we'll start with a small game, right? And there are some rules for this game, right? And we'll see it's very, very wonderful game, right? First is anyone can play this game. When I say anyone, literally means everyone, right? Anyone and everyone. No skills required. Absolutely, right? Irrespective of your social, economical, religion, any background, right? Everyone can play this game. No skill required. In fact, we are all very, very skilled in playing this game, right? And you can play this game with just about anyone. Whether it's a opposite side is young or child, it's friend, family, colleagues, anyone, unknown people, known or unknown. You can play this game, person right sitting next to you, or the person is very, very far. You can't even see that person. That far, that person is living, or the person is already departed from this world. You can play this game with that person as well who is not in this world, in material realm. And very wonderful. Why I call this as wonderful game is because in typically game, right? When your answer is correct, you get more marks. Isn't that correct? Isn't that right? Or common understanding? When your answer is right, you get more marks, right? Full marks. And if your answer is wrong, you get 0 marks or less marks. But in this game, it's exactly opposite. When your answer is correct, you get less marks. If your answer is incorrect, you get more marks. How wonderful that is, right? And some of us might already be playing this game right now in their mind. This is known as blame game. How many of us have heard about this game? Good. So some of you did not hear about this game. That is more surprising, actually. Okay, let's ask the question different way. If anyone who have not heard about this game. Okay, when I say who have heard about it, I saw about 50% hand. Okay, and when I'm asking who have not heard, 0 hand. Now, what is happening with the 50% people? Wrong answer, more marks. But I don't know. I can't say whether it's a wrong answer because some of them did not answer. Right? So let's again. Is anyone who have not heard this game? She's raising one hand. Prabhuji did not hear. So we'll go a little more in detail. Okay. There is a situation. In this situation, it's not hypothetical. No, it actually happened. So king, a very known king. I don't know the name. I won't tell basically. Or someone is playing a different game. So a king organized amazing Sunday feast. Okay, not like this, but he organized a Sunday feast. And in olden times, when king used to organize a feast, what their primary aim was? Whom they feed? They feed all the brahmanas, all the qualified brahmanas, very senior, even though not just brahmana, their family, whoever they can invite. And what was the reason they would do this? Right? To get blessings of the brahmanas for the prosperity of king, their family, and whole kingdom and all the citizens. Right? So the nice king organized an amazing feast. He invited all different. He sent invitation to his kingdom people outside and invited them for amazing feast. He prepared nice kitchen, nice place for their sitting and honoring food, and also uh, arrange gifts for everyone and nice ingredients. But unfortunate thing happened. All brahmanas died. How? Right? Then this topic was discussed in the past as well, so I won't ask, or maybe I'll ask. Do you know what happened? Snake poison. So what happened is when the whole palace and the kitchen was prepared and the cooking was going on very nicely from the head cook and all his all the team members. Garudji, he was flying over this palace. And in Garun's clutches was a very big and poisonous snake. Right? And that snake was struggling to save his life. Because what is the food for Garud? Snake. Very nice sumptuous prasad that Garud was about to honor. Right? So that's why he captured the snake. And the snake was struggling for his life. And in that struggle, poison came out of snake's mouth. And what happened to the poison? It dropped right in the main cooking vessel where the Sunday feast was being prepared. Because of that, whole pot, the ingredients and the food became poisonous. Right? So all the brahmanas very nicely they honored the prasad for their heart content because preparation was very yummy, very tasty. Right? Some of the preparation we are going to honor soon, not in this context though. Right? And you can be rest assured the feast prepared inside the kitchen is very nice and clean and with all precautions, right? So so Brahmana honored the preparation and gave the blessings to the king and departed from the Raj Bhavan. But because preparation was poisonous, Brahmana died. Right? It means Brahmana dying. What does that happen? What does it really happen? Brahman Hatya. Right? Brahma Hatya. One of the biggest sin possible. Right? बोलते हैं ना कि ब्रह्म हत्या का पाप. अब the hatya happened, the sin happened. It means someone has to be responsible. Someone have to be blamed. Right? Now, who would be blamed? King? Organize the feast? Garuda, because he was the one who is the carrier of poisonous snake who flew over, over the palace. He could have gone from different side. So sky mark, right? बोलते हैं ना? He could fly in any direction. There was no traffic signal, no lane directing him that he has to fly over this place where the prasadam is being cooked. Snake, the main culprit, right? Because snake release the poison. Or actually the cook who was actually cooking, and he's supposed to be responsible. And you have to be, he has to ensure that there's no wrong ingredient or no wrong spices, get into the pot. So give yourself a minute and say who's responsible. But very important, choose one option. All is not the answer. Anyone want to take a shot as to who's responsible or more responsible for that matter? King. Mata is saying the back in the king. Why king? Why king?
King will be accountable. Who could be responsible?
King, I mean, yeah, as a owner, as a organizer, head of the organizer, he's accountable. May not be directly contributor. And some of the people who lead some services, right? Department heads can relate. Sometimes they become accountable for something they did not even know that happened. Prabhuji and people who handle especially the kitchen area, also deity worship, the two most dangerous and challenging tasks. Now, some of us think that deity worship management easy, right? We just would tell people what to do once, set the things up, and it's autopilot. Anyone who's on the ground knows what happens. Sometimes Pujari comes and there is no offering made. Dress is not there. Lot of things change in the last minute, right? So yeah, it's very, very challenging. Coordinating with around 45, 50 pujaris on a regular basis, 6-time offering aarti, 2-time dressing change. It's not easy. And kitchen, what to speak? Okay, backbone of every single program, right? Procuring to delivery, everything is there. Planning of procuring, actually, before procuring. Okay, so king. Who else? Who else could be responsible? Only king? No one is taking shot at Garuda or the snake or cook. Would you say cook? Why? Supposed to taste it. Maybe he did. He tasted good. He served. I never said it was instantaneous result. Right? So the Brahmatya happened, right? And news reached to Chitragut. Chitragut opens all the books and says, I'm not sure whom to blame. And when Chitragut is in dilemma, who he approaches? His boss. Who's his boss? Yamraj. Right? And this Yamraj responsibility to decide who should be blamed for. Now Yamraj is also contemplating. Now there are very less situation where Mr. Yamraj also gets confused, or not sure what to do, or not 100% sure what to do. Right? He had idea, but not sure. So Yamraj said, you know what? Let's park this question. Happens in the meeting, right? Sometimes you ask a question and boss says, you know what? Let's take it offline. Right? So Yamraj decided to take this offline and say, let's wait and see. Right? So this was a little bit difficult question, right? No one is in the consensus. Right? This was kind of in video game, suddenly you start a game and suddenly you are at the level 10, screen is presented. No one knows what to do. Right? So we'll tailor down our game. Right? We'll go to the easiest question in a different game, right? Different level, right? It's like a level 0 or a level 1 game where even the child playing first time, they can beat the computer, right? Because they wanted to get hooked onto that game, right? So we'll take a different situation. So let's go back to Yug. The place is Ayodhya, and the time is night before Lord Ram's coronation, his Raj Abhishek. We all know what happened, so we'll not go more in detail. We'll analyze more, but situation-wise, everyone is aware, right? Very easy. What happened? KK asked for 2 boons from Maharaj Dashrath. And anyone knows the name of Maharaj Dashrath? That was not his actual name, that was a title. Okay, we'll discuss a little more. Okay, and what happened? The 2 boons that she asked is, one is his own son, Bharat, should be coronated as king of Ayodhya, and Lord Sri Ram, Prabhu Sri Ram, should go, go exile in forest. Right? And there's a very important reason why 14 years was chosen, not 13, not 15, why 12 and a half, no, 14 years. Okay. Now, in this analogy, in this situation, right, there are 4 characters involved. Right? Who are those? Lord Sri Ram, Prabhu Sri Ram. Who else? Dashrath Maharaj, Kekai, and Mantra. The 4 patra involved, right? I kind of broke onto 2 parts, 2 different categories: victim versus responsible or doshi, right? So out of 4, who's in the victim category? Lord Sri Ram. No, is the victim category. Unke साथ अन्याय हुआ, right? He was about to become king, right? Just few hours away before. And what happened? In the night, he was supposed to be king. That was the consensus. And very next morning, he was out on his way to forest. And with absolutely no possession. He had no jewelry, nothing. All he had is his matted hair, clothes that he was wearing, and his bow and arrow. That's pretty much what that he was carrying. Who else? Who other was victim? Dashrath Maharaj. Lakshman ji was not there in this context. Right? Lakshman went on his own will. No one forced him. Dashrath Maharaj. Right? He was happiest person the night before. Right? His son, his loving son, whom all of the citizens worshipped, right, and admired. That son supposed to be king, and now he is going forest, right? And who's in the category of doshi, or the responsible for this whole situation, changing from Lord King, Lord Sri Ram as king, to Bharat and the whole Vanvas situation? Kekai and Mantra. So who guessed this right? This 4 situation? Someone raising hand. Right? Who did not guess correct when I asked? Who did not know what this being, coming? Whoever guessed, they get less marks or more marks? Who guessed right, they get good marks or bad marks? They guess right, this means they are getting less marks. Who did not guess, they are getting more marks because they were wrong, right? Prabhu saying whoever got confused, they are getting like maximum marks, right? Now, is it entirely true? The characters. Okay, first of all, disclaimer: when we are analyzing situation, please consider as from their perspective, not as like Lord Shri Ram. Let's not consider from the pure devotee perspective, because otherwise there is no analysis, right? Consider them as a Patra as a character in the whole series. Okay. Now, King Dashrath, we place them in victim category. But was he really the victim? Right? In one way to look at it is, he is very, very learned, very powerful king. Right? His original name was King Nemi. Right? He was given the title Dashrath, right? Because he had the capability and skill to drive his chariot in all 10 directions, 8 like north, south, east, west, and in between, like northeast, like 8 direction, and also up and down. He was capable to drive his chariot in all 10 direction while fighting fully in all 10 direction. That was the reason he was given the name Dashrath. Dash, Dishayen, 10 direction on chariot. Right? That was his capability. Very, very powerful. He aided Devata against Asura. Right? He chased away all the Asuras in 10 different directions. That's why he's known as Dashrath. Right? And that much capability, right? And he fell victim to the situation. Right? But he was truly, really victim. We'll see. Right? Lord Ram. From Lord Ram perspective, he never considered that anything wrong happened with him. He was too happy, actually. When we go more detail, we'll see. He was very happy that this happened because that's what he actually wanted. Right? So Lord Ram never considered himself victim. Right? Let's go a little fast. Manthara. Was she really the culprit? What is the authority of Manthara? Was he a very senior post holder? Did she have any authority at all? Any capability? She was maid servant. She was Dasi. Does Dasi have any role to play in this big decision who should be king? When we are working as a new joinee, right? It's not that Manthara was there from ages and ages and ages, right? It says that she never even went to Saryu River. She never drank water of Saryu River. She never bathed in Saryu River, which is the boundary line of Ayodhya, right? How come she was given? How come she played a role in the politics at that level? Right? When you new joinee in the office, you don't decide which company to acquire. Right? Who should be the CEO of your company? How many of us have played role or anyone asked us, hey, we are planning to acquire this company. Are you agree? Nope. How come she playing that role? And now, Kekai, right? Kekai, basically, we put her into the category of doshi, but she fall victim of the situation, right? Manthara gave her amazing reason, and if you hear those reasons, if anyone who is aware about those reasons were very, very accurate from the political situation at that particular time, right? So how come Kekai is fully the responsible person, right? And we'll see a little more. Now, what's the next? Now, King Dashrath. If we go more deep, King Dashrath gave the boon to Kekai, right? Did anyone force King Dashrath to give boon? The two boons that he gave, he says, Kekai, you can ask anything, anytime, anywhere. Now, who in the right mindset should give that kind of boon to anyone? It is actually condemned. Without knowing the situation, without understanding what could happen, you should never promise anything. Dashrath Maharaj put himself in that situation by his own accord, without any force. No one compelled him, no one forced him, but he put that boon across. No matter who the other person is, this kind of boon is exactly prohibited. It is condemned. If you analyze Mahabharata situation, Yudhishthira Maharaj also gave that kind of promise at the almost tail end of the war. You know when? When Duryodhan, everyone died except Duryodhan, right? And Duryodhan was in the lake. I don't know the name of the lake, but right before the next day war, Duryodhan was resting and trying to calm his anger down. He was with his Maya, he made the water of the lake still, and he was resting inside. He was burning from anger and everything, whatever happens to him. Right? He was taking rest. It was not he was hiding from Pandavas, but he did not want to fight. He said in Mahabharata mein likha hai, he did not want to fight. He says, with whoever I wanted to rule kingdom with, they all died. I don't even want to fight now. He said, Yudhishthir, you can take this kingdom. And Yudhishthir says, what happened to your all the ego? You did not want to even give the land which could use to stick a needle inside the ground. You did not want to give that kind of that much land. Now how come you are ready to give all kingdom? You are coward. Come out and fight. And then Duryodhan says, you all are there. I don't think I could win. I'll still come and fight. Yudhishthir gave a boon without even asking Duryodhan. What did Yudhishthir say? I will let you decide the choice of weapon that you want to use. And I will let you decide your opponent in between we 5 brothers. You can choose anyone to fight, one-on-one. Right? And if you defeat that person, I will consider whole war is defeated from our side, and you will be declared as victorious and hold the kingdom. You can rule the whole kingdom. Now, that kind of boon Yudhishthir is giving to whom? Duryodhan. When thousands and thousands and thousands of soldiers died from both sides. Only selected people were alive at that time. I think there were only 4 from Kaurava side and very selected from the Pandava side. Now that is the boon that Duryodhan is being given by Maharaj Yudhishthir. Krishna chastised Yudhishthir. He says, are you nuts? Whom are you talking to? If he choose his choice of weapon as mace, gada, there's no one on this planet Earth who can defeat Duryodhan, not even Bhima. That was true. Bhima had the power of, 1,000 elephants. He had the power, but from the skill perspective, Duryodhan was far more superior. Who was the teacher of Duryodhan? Lord Balaram. He personally trained Duryodhan in mace. Bhima was trained by Dronacharya. Even Duryodhan was trained by Dronacharya. But Duryodhan was also trained by Lord Balaram. There was no one equal to Duryodhan in mace fighting. And top of that, a night before, what happened? Duryodhan's whole body became invincible. It could not be touched, broken, hurt, cut, or get affected by any kind of weapon, except his, the private part and his thighs. Because of Mother Gandhari's vision that she put all her, devotion quality for Lord Shiva in one glance. And again, Krishna cheated, right? He made Duryodhan wear not clothes, but banana leaves. Right? Whole pastime. So Duryodhan was literally inconquerable at that time. Krishna chastised, don't give that kind of boon. If something happened, you will be the responsible for all the massacre which happened, and still Duryodhan will be victorious. But again, Duryodhan had, because of his own ego and his self-confidence, he chose Bhima, and Krishna was okay. But so these kind of boon, when you are not fully capable of handling the effect of it, those kind of boons should not be given. And then Dasharath Maharaj gave that boon. And top of that, Dasharath Maharaj also gave one more boon, which is not much talked about. Kaikai's father, his name was Ashwapati. Dasharath Maharaj gave boon to Ashwapati that Kaikai's son would be the king. But the Dasharath Maharaj was ready to break that boon because not many people knew about this boon. Only Ashwapati knew. I think it says that he informed Kaikai as well. The double things are there. Right? So that's why Dasharath Maharaj chose the time when Bharata was not there. So you can say he was not there. And also he did not invite Ashwapati and also his own father, because then he also knew. Oh, sorry, Mother Sita's father, Janak. Right? So he did not invite any of those, and he wanted to get an inauguration ceremony, a coronation ceremony right away. So now in this case, if you take this point, was Lord Dashrath Maharaj Dashrath was only the victim, or also somewhere in responsible category? Both, right? Can we slide forward a little? There are some devotees who are. Now, Lord Ram was victim at all? Was he really victim? First of all, he never considered victim. He never even considered something wrong happened. Think about it. Lord Ram, from his perspective, he's sitting in Ayodhya. He knows tomorrow morning he is going to be coronated. He is going to be king, and he's going to be bound with Ayodhya. Why Lord Ram came? To kill demons in Dandakaranya forest, and also all different demons, including Ravan. If Ram would have been the king of Ayodhya from the start, what would happen to his prayojan of being, the descendant on Mother Earth? Jeopardy, right? So he's thinking what to do, and he orchestrated. He played role in that, and we'll see more. Now, Rani Kekai, right, and Manthara. So when Lord needs any kind of support in the time of emergency, Lord turns to his own near and dear ones. Lord Ram knew that only Mother Kekai have the capability and means to turn things around right now. No one else could. Kekai won't do that. Kaushalya won't do that. Sumitra won't do it. No one else will do, because says that anyone who have taken bath in Saryu river or drank Saryu's water, they will never even think of doing anything which is not favorable to Lord Ram. So only two personalities. More Manthara. Manthara never drank Saryu river's water or bathe. So only Manthara could convince Kekai. Kekai assisted Lord Ram in his mission. So Ram empowered Manthara. In Valmiki Ramayana, the word Vakya Visharad is used for Manthara. It means she is very expert in twisting the words, or twisting the words to get the meaning that she wants to get out. Right? So Manthara was chosen to convince, I won't say pollute the mind of Kekai, but convince Kekai to turn things around, because only Kekai had the means. She is the only one who can convince Dashrath by hook or crook, by force or by nice talking, right? And it says Manthara gave three major reasons to Kekai. She said, if this happened, if Lord Ram become king, first of all, your situation will come into jeopardy. She reminded that you are the favorite wife of, or youngest and favorite wife of Dashrath, and you utilize that favorism to many times you insulted Kaushalya. You put Vyang, right? You teased Kaushalya because you knew that you can get away with everything. And if Mother Kaushalya become the Rajmata, she may take offense. She may take revenge of this. So first she used that your position will be in jeopardy. As a queen, as a person in authority, your position will be in check. That's first thing she said. Second, she said, your son, Bharat, right now, Ram don't see Bharat as opponent. But the moment Ram became king, right, he might see Bharat as opponent. Because other than Lord Ram, Bharat is the only one who is capable or who could be choice. Because other two brothers, Lakshman is always serving Ram, and Shatrugna is always serving Bharat. So Ram will not have any amenity because these two will not come against Ram, or will not challenge Ram's position. But Bharat may, or even Bharat may not. Some of the people might say that no, Bharat is equally capable. So first thing Ram will do to secure his position, he will kill Bharat. She says, in Shokalas Prabhu's book, Game of Life, I read that she said, Manthara said, you better, instead of calling Bharat from, his Nanihal to Ayodhya after Ram became, king, you might as well sell him to forest, because that will be the safer. If he comes to Ayodhya, he might be killed. That's the second reason Manthara gave. Third, she gave, is your, first of all, your position in check. Bharat is in danger or going to be in danger. And third, your father, Ashwapati's kingdom is also in danger. Because she informed that Janak Maharaj and Janak Maharaj kingdom and Ashwapati's kingdom both are at war. They both have enmity. Right now, Janak is not doing anything to Ashwapati because, you are involved. The moment Ram became king, Janak will not stop. He'll immediately attack Ashwapati's kingdom and kill him. Because now Ram being king and Ram being, closer to Sita and Janak, he will not say anything. He will not intervene. So she said, your position in check, Bharat's life in danger, your father's life is in danger. Now you do something. And then she reminded about these two boons. That's how Mother KK became convinced that, yes, I should do that. She was a mother who used to love Lord Ram more than her own son, Bharat. Right? So in that situation, KK had to act immediately. Right? Typically say, right, when you are about to do something big, and especially, can harm. Office में बोला जाता है ना, don't write, if something happened to you, don't write the email right away. Don't send the email right away. Write it, but don't send it. Contemplate on a day, at least one night. And next morning, read. Actually, in devotional group also says that if you have to send something, criticizing someone or raise major concern, take a pause. Sleep on it. At least a night. Next morning, again contemplate and see, you really want to do that. Because your position might change. Because in anger, at the time when we are in anger and agitated, we might say something. होता है ना, गुस्से में कई बार मुंह से कुछ निकल जाता है. And then we'll get, यार, either I said what I said. How many of you experienced that you realize that only if I would have waited a little bit, I would not have said or I wouldn't have said that. Right? होता है ना, moment of heat, we say something that we should not and regret later. So they say always contemplate, always wait. But KK did not have that much time. She did not have that luxury to wait. Because next morning would have been done. She had to act right away. And she chose in that moment to go to Kobhavan when King Dashrath came, ask for these two boons, and be done with that. So it was, from one perspective, you see, it was a mistake, not a aparadh. We understand the difference between mistake and aparadh, right? A lot of people who analyze and blame, situation, I was just giving a small example. There was a child, I won't give the name. This child was holding a frame and suddenly, accidentally, he dropped and frame kind of broken. Another child, his friend, he saw and he says, hey, why did you break it? Right? One is a mistake and second is a blame. And aparadh, when we say something, we should not be saying it without any adhikar, and we actually make other person responsible for the mistake. Right? We are indirectly saying that you are responsible, and saying something in a broader sense or blaming someone, especially in devotee category, right? Blaming someone for something they did not commit is an aparadh. So think about it. Vaishnava aparadh. We have a whole series why we should not commit Vaishnava aparadh. We'll touch upon it at the end of the class. So KK made a mistake, but in our case, she's getting blamed. Right? Mistake and aparadh. Huge difference. Rush a little. So now we talked about Dashrath, we talked about KK, we talked about mantra, and little bit touched upon Lord Shri Ram. Now, if we go a little more from Lord Ram's perspective, as we just now talked about, he needed someone who can orchestrate situation which prevent him from becoming king, and make his way to forest so he can do what the reason he came for, right? And he chose KK and mantra. So that was Lord Ram's desire for that to happen. That's why Lord Ram never considered himself as victim, and he never even blamed Mother KK. It's documented Mother Kekai, from her perspective, is a mistake, and she apologized for it to Lord Ram when Lord Ram met her in Chitrakoot, when Kekai went with whole assembly, Bharat and everyone. She went and she apologized to Lord Shri Ram that I made a mistake. Please forgive me. I'm your mother. I should not have done what I did. Please forgive me. And Lord Ram folded his hand and he said, Mother, anyone who's Tattvadarshi, anyone who knows things, what really happened, right? Why it happened, they will never ever blame. Still today, if you talk, people who are not, with right understanding, they blame Mantra, they blame Kekai. They call her bad mother. Bharat blamed mother Kekai. Right? And Ram chastised Bharat. Don't do that. So, Lord Sri Ram, never took any offense from Mother Kekai's side. He said that anyone who understands the truth, they'll never blame you. And he said, thank you for your assistance. Right? Now, assistance and contribution. Now I'm adding one more concept here. It's called Yogdan or contribution. So if you see from this perspective, what we already saw two perspectives, right? Mother Kekai as the responsible. She did major aparadh by sending Lord Ram to forest. Second perspective we saw Mother Kekai who made mistake versus aparadh. And third is contribution. Now we are seeing three different perspectives. We are analyzing Mother Kekai. Now it's up to us which perspective we accept Mother Kekai's action. Mistake, aparadh, or contribution. Right? Lord Ram said, your contribution will never be forgotten by me. I will always remember you assisted me in my activities, in my situation, and future will reveal your contribution towards the mankind. So that is how we need to understand. We need to understand the contribution. If we take the similar analogy in our own dealings with devotees, right? That is the crux of this class. We see devotees making mistake. We see devotees committing aparadh. At least from our perspective, become aparadh. उसने इसको ऐसा बोला, उसने ऐसा किया, right? Very, very common things, right? खाना जल गया, प्रसादम लेट हो गया, प्रसादम अच्छा नहीं बना, मुझे प्रसाद नहीं मिला, और फॉर दैट मैटर मुझे वो पर्टिकुलर स्वीट नहीं मिली, उसने मुझे ये नहीं दिया. He did not pay obeisances to me. He did not give me arati earlier. He did not ask me to do this activity. He ignored me. He did not respond to my Dandavat. He did not respond to my Hare Krishna. How many of you have felt or experienced this feeling? Only certain people? If others who are not raising hands, all glories to you. जय जय श्री राधा गोपी चंद्र भगवान की जय, श्रीता कति पावन गौर हरि की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to you if you have not experienced the situation. I know I did. Right? We make other person, we by our nature, we look for the opportunities to put other person down. And it's very, very important to understand this, that we have no idea about other devotee, what they are doing, how they are doing. It is very easy to blame prasad delay ho gaya, taste acha nahi hai. If anyone who took part in cooking, ask them how much effort it takes to cook prasad, how much effort it takes to organize Sunday feast or all different events that happens on a regular basis in the temple premises. How many effort it takes to dress the deities. I have heard people talking, background acha nahi hai. They should have a different background. Right? आज delay कर दिया. Right? इस डिवोटी ने ऐसा कर दिया, ये फेस्टिवल में ऐसा करना था, वी शुड हैव डन दिस वे, वी शुड हैव प्लान्ड दैट वे, वी शुड हैव फेस्ड दिस वे, वी शुड ऑर्गेनाइज अपस्टेयर, वी शुड नॉट हैव had this program, we should have another program. All those things we talk about. This person did this, he should have acted that way in drama. This kind of drama is not good. Oh, drama delay ho gaya. All those things happens, right? All these statements I have heard personally, and many more, right? Fortunately, unfortunately, I was part of some of the activities, so I directly, indirectly got some feedback as well, and many of them were right feedback. But we need to understand what reality, what effort and situations going on at the behind the scene, right? Sometimes we criticize someone that who is not contributing anything, who is not doing any service, right? Trust me, there are situations by not supporting, the person is contributing more. The very great example, and again, I'm just saying from an analytical perspective and what I heard, Prabhupada's Dharm Patni. Sometimes people say, Prabhupada is that great devotee and his wife did not contribute, did not assisted in his service. Have you heard this statement? Now, by not supporting Prabhupada in his initial mission, initial activities, initial devotional preaching, she contributed more than any of us, all of us combined can contribute. If she would not have, given her, not support. If she would have supported Prabhupada in his preaching, no one knows what would have been there. Because she did not support, Prabhupada walked out. And then he became Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. By not supporting Prabhupada, she contributed tremendously. So we have no idea who this devotee, what they are doing, what they are not doing. We cannot judge or evaluate what contribution they are doing today, what contribution they did in the past, what contribution they are going to do tomorrow. We have no idea. So never ever blame any devotee for what they are doing, unless you know past, present, and future. How many of us know past, present, and future? I'm not raising my hand, I'm asking you to raise a hand. So we should never blame any devotee, especially never blame anyone, especially devotee. No, this says ki, dealing with devotees is like a do-dhari talwar. Have you heard about this? Right? If you do right, you get tremendous benefit. If you do wrong, equally dangerous. That's why you should be always dealing with in very, very respectful manner, no matter whether devotees is, we'll see some category, whether it's a new, whether it's a old timer, is a child, grown up. We don't know these children who are born in the moment, right? They are maybe 5, 6, 10, 20, 12 years old. We have no idea what devotional platform they are. Prabhupada explicitly said any devotee, any child taking birth in the moment, Krishna conscious movement, please treat them with full respect. We have no idea what that child did in the past. Right? We scold our children left and right. Radhika, you can close your ear. We have no idea what these children did in the past and what amazing thing they are going to do in future. They might be the reason of our deliverance. It says, right, when devotee take, in sincerity, when they take process to Krishna consciousness, they have a capability to deliver 7 generation past and 7 generation future. Right? I heard both 7 and also 21. You can take either. How many of us actually know the 7 generation down their grandparents' name? I mean, no. Future to chodo. You can forget about it. Past. Right? So that many generation will get delivered. Right? So, Kekai basically assisted Lord Ram in his mission. Same way, very short, it's talked about Bhishma. right? Bhishma, though he fought against Lord Krishna and Pandavas, Bhishma very well knew that Kauravas are at the wrong side of Dharma. He very well knew that he is going to be killed, he is going to be defeated. He very well knew that his name would be dragged down the mud because he sided with Duryodhan, not Pandava and Krishna. He still chose to fight because that was his way of assisting in this whole war. And he also knew that if he chose to fight against Duryodhan and in the favor of Pandav, this war will not happen. Why? Because Duryodhan was very eager to go to fight, to go to war, because he knew he's going to win. In his mind, he knew because of one person, Bhishma Dev. He knew that Bhishma capability of Bhishma Dev. He knew that he is a disciple of Parashuram. Plus, Bhishma Dev in first 16 years of his life, he lived in Devalok. He had every single Divyas at his disposal. Plus, skilled, plus he had Iksha Mrityu. Unless he wants, no one can kill him. And he knew no one in Pandav side can kill him. And Krishna can kill him, but Krishna is not fighting anyway. Right? Duryodhan, bola jata hai ki Duryodhan had a, patti, strip or blindfolded with the power and support of Bhishmatama's strength. He knew. So Bhishma knew that he had to fight in favor of Duryodhan in order to war to happen. And so by fighting against Krishna in favor of Duryodhan, Bhishma assisted in the mission of Lord Sri Krishna. Right? So there are many situations like that, right? Which happened. Devotees assisted by going against the normal, generic norms. Like many more examples we can see. Prabhupada, when the time was an emergency, Prabhupada gave initiation, not only first initiation, second initiation, even sannyas to very newly joined his hippie devotees. In today's time, how many sannyasis, how many devotees you know that any spiritual master is initiating as sannyas disciple who are not fully 100% trained and proven and gone through the hundreds of checks? Not a single one. Any person given sannyas initiation in ISKCON, they have vetted through multiple steps, multiple people before someone is given sannyas. Prabhupada did not have time. He knew that he has very less time. All he can rely on these devotees. And his so-called hippie devotees, they turn world upside down just to follow instruction of Srila Prabhupada. That was Prabhupada's purity, that was his mercy, and that is the contribution that he and his initial disciple gave to this material world. Right? We are receiving the mercy that Prabhupada instilled through his mercy, through his purity on his initial disciples. Many of his disciples, they preached in a most, what we call it, unfavorable situations. Now we all know about Mother Malati and his family, her family, right? They went UK, London, without having any support, without having any money, without any background there, without knowing whether they'll ever come back. Many of his disciples are big sannyasis running big missions just based on Prabhupada's instruction. They do only one thing. If Prabhupada said, we will do. If Prabhupada says something, we'll do. That was their surrender level. How many of us have that kind of level? That was Prabhupada's, So Prabhupada did that kind of contribution. All the so-called hippies at that time, they are vandaniya for us. We are the recipient of their sacrifice and effort that they put at that time. They're still putting. Right now, they've been recognized. Right now, they get full honor and support. That time, no one knew their effort. Even they could not talk to each other. There was no cell phone. There was no social media. They could not say, hey, you know what? I'm running late. or I'm running running low on funds. Can you send some? And next day Zelle happened and online transfer happened. They get enough money. They have absolutely no idea whether they'll be able to eat food tomorrow or not. And if you read about what devotees had to go through in New Vrindavan kind of place, you'll cry if you really contemplate the situation. Right now, we have all different facilities. Krishna consciousness is given to us in a silver platter with chappan bhog. Right? We have to be very careful with the process that we have. Again, by speaking you, I'm talking to myself. I'm also a very big hypocrite. Very easy for me to say, very difficult to do. Right? So it's our duty to see everyone in the right consciousness. Now, we are getting delayed. Let's come back to, or let's go to Yamaraj palace where he is still contemplating Brahma Hatya ka paap kisko lagega. Who should be responsible for this Brahma Hatya? So, some of you already know the story. So, next 1 year passed, and now this king again organized the feast. Again invited Brahmanas. And Brahmanas are coming from different palace, different kingdom, and they're one venturing his kingdom. And some of the Brahmanas got lost their way. And they asked old lady, what they asked? Do you know the way to reach king's palace? And this old lady replied, which king? Are you talking about the king who feed Brahmanas and kill them? Yamaraj says, found the person to give the sin and effect of Brahman Hatya. Anyone confused? Yamaraj decided to give full 100% credit, points, marks to this lady. She was incorrect. King was not to be blamed. And she blamed king for that act. That's why she got full marks, full 100% credits. If king would have been responsible, she would have got 50%. See, law of karma is very, very difficult to understand. There's a verse, I think I noted down. I think next, yeah. 4.17, right? It says, Gana Karmano Gati, right? Law of karma, intricacies of karma is very, very difficult to understand. No one should try. But same time, the math is very easy. Math is very simple. If 10 people are blaming, if there were 10 ladies or 10 people who blame king wrong way, everyone would have got 10%. Math is very simple. If you blame someone correctly, you get half. Anytime you play blame game, you will be awarded points. Whether less or more depends upon your thought and the answer or the points that you're putting across. If you play a blame game, you will be rewarded. How much depends upon your answer. Math is very clear. Law of karma is very difficult to understand, but math is very clear. So we have to be very, very careful. Now, if we open, that lady said just like that, that same king who killed people by feeding. Now think about us. How many times in a day we casually blame things, casually blames other people. Not just the outside the devotion circle, but even in devotion. How many times we do that? Just meditate on this point. How many karmas and points that we are accumulating day by day, week by week, month by month, year after year. How many we are doing? And who's responsible? Did anyone ask your judgment? In many situations, we just say just for the sake of saying it. Are you able to relate what I'm saying? Think about how much karma we are accumulating. And then we say, I am a good person. I never did anything wrong. Why this happened with me? Why Krishna is doing this to me? Sometimes we directly blame Krishna himself. Gandhari did, right? She made Krishna responsible for all her son's death. Was Krishna really responsible? Did he ask Duryodhana, or did he ask Duryodhana to do all the things that Duryodhana did? Did he ask Duryodhana, you try to poison Bhima, you try to do Lakshadra, you try to cheat, in gambling match, you being the cause of Pandava's exile, you try to disrobe Draupadi. Did he say that? Did he send a message tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock? These are the 5 things you need to do, Duryodhana. And report me once you are done. I'll approve. Right? Duryodhana did his own work out. So why? And plus, Krishna tried to stop the war. Did Duryodhana agree? That time, Duryodhana took consulting from Gandhari, mother, what should I do? Right? But Mother Gandhari blamed. So what the point that I'm trying to raise is, lot of time we blame just because we can, just because we feel entitled. There is a understanding that devotee lives in Krishna's heart, and Krishna lives in devotee's heart. So whenever we hurt devotee, whenever we blame them, hurt them indirectly, and actually someone would say directly, we are hurting Krishna. There's a quote from His Lord Sadhana Swami Maharaj that blaming or criticizing devotee is our expression of envy towards Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And he also said that whenever we criticize devotee, right? Actually, I'm keeping criticism and blaming in a similar. They are, if you see more deeper, they are a little different, but they follow in the same pattern. Very nice statement that he made is, whenever we criticize a devotee, there comes a stage right before that we think we are superior to that devotee. If you think you are lower to any devotee, you will never criticize. Never ever criticize. The fact that we are criticizing, it means that at that point of time, there's a thought in our mind, whether we contemplate knowingly or unknowingly, whether we do it knowingly or unknowingly, but our mind thinks that we are better than the devotee. Would you ever criticize if you think that you are lower than the devotee? Right? So it's very, very big, very, very important for us to keep our thoughts in check. Should never criticize. Again, there's a whole class and seminar on mad elephant, mad Udana. What's the right word is? Mad elephant aparat, right? It's like you leave a mad elephant in the garden, which is full of small creepers. That mad elephant can literally rip apart all our, devotional creeper that we are completely relying on. So to be very, very careful. Now, just this last slide, we must be very grateful to the contribution of fellow devotees, because we don't know what they did, what they're doing, what are big things that they are going to achieve. Never criticize and blame devotees. Do not know the bhakti in their heart, right? We do not know the intention of things being done. We do not know what their relation is with Krishna. And one point I did not mention, we don't know past, we don't know present, we don't know future about what's being done. That goes with new devotees versus old timers. We don't know, just because a person walked in this temple premises first time ever, we have no idea what the devotional credit that the person have. right? Child versus adult. We don't know the newborn child or a 2 year, 3 year old that you see, causing disturbance in the program. You have no idea what kind of credit the small child has with him from the devotion perspective. Maybe he's far, far, far more advanced than we can understand. Maybe some tiny thing is remaining. That's why he appeared on this earth. And also possible that's a purest of the pure devotee. But his desire was to serve the mission. That's why he came as a small child too, so that he can assist knowingly, being completely pure, still want to serve. There's a question asked by a reporter to Prabhupada. He says, Prabhupada, do you know what would you do next after, in the next life? Prabhupada answered, don't care. If Lord Krishna want me to go to Golok Vrindavan and serve him there, I will serve him there. If Krishna desire is for me to go in hellish planets and preach there, that was Prabhupada's move. So we have no idea, whom we are dealing, what their capability is. So we have to be very, very careful. I quoted this, verse which talks about the humble saying by virtue of true knowledge. The equal vision, a learned and gentle Brahmana, seeing everyone with the equal vision. That verse also means understanding the contribution and the value of contribution that each and every devotee bringing. Some we understand, we see that directly, some we don't. Some may not, some may be contributing by not doing service. Right? So there are different category of people, different category of devotees. We have to be very, very careful, especially when we are serving together. I think it got disconnected. So anyway, that was the last slide. Thank you very much for your patience, and I'm really sorry that I, went overboard. Please forgive. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Any questions or comments or not question, any comments or correction? Few more things I wanted to cover, but it's had to skip because it was so time. Any comments, any correction anyone would like to share? The answer is given. According to this pastime, the old lady who mentioned that about me, who blamed king.
Shri Gopal Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samved Gaur Bhakta ki jai.